As many of you already know, Dean Cain has officially joined ICE. He's to become an ICE agent. I didn't get a chance to talk about it in a video because I really honestly didn't care. But then I came across something interesting on Threads that made this whole thing very interesting to me and actually quite hilarious. Someone had posted up a video. It was a clip from Fox News where Dean Cain was going through the ICE agent training. I guess it was like an obstacle course. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert the video right now, and I want y'all to look at this, and it is absolutely sad and pitiful to look at.
And so this time, Dean Cain isn't flying there. He's going through that obstacle course and training to be an honorary ICE agent. He was working hard out there, and this is exactly what those recruits will do as they're picked one by one. And they're at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Brunswick, Georgia. This place is amazing.
So you just saw right there, that's Dean Cain going through the obstacle course. He had to climb over a wall, the irony of that, go through a tube, then go under the little bar, and then drag what would be a person, what it was actually a dummy, across some tarp. I found it interesting because the way that Dean Cain is moving, if he had to actually go after somebody, like say that he had to chase after someone and it was just him running after this person, and say that this person was younger than him and maybe in decent shape, he would not be able to catch up with him, because look at how slow he's moving. And mind you, this is not doctored. Like, they didn't slow the video down, and I don't see why they would have to do that. That is him moving in real time. In case y'all don't know, Dean Cain is 59 years old. He is almost 60. He is not in his 20s anymore when he played Superman back in the 90s, where he was in physical shape, where he would be able to move a whole lot faster than this. So I thought it was very interesting and very funny that they're parading, or he's parading himself out there as if he's going to do anything. Now, notice that in the clip it said he signed on to be an honorary ICE agent, because that's exactly what he's moving like right now. An honorary, I don't know what in the world an honorary ICE agent is. I don't know what the job description for that would even detail, but apparently Dean Cain fits the description, which is why he signed up to be it. But I've always said too, when they implemented that $50,000 signing bonus plus the student loan payment incentive, the irony that Dean Cain actually signed up for it after the fact when he could have did it way before this is actually very funny to me, which means to me Dean Cain must have really needed the money. You know, that money done dried up, and they keep parading him out there like he's some kind of icon. Of course, you know that's MAGA for you. They keep saying that Dean Cain's an icon. I'm like, outside of him being Superman on Superman and Lois back in the day, what else is Dean Cain really known for? I'm just being completely honest. He's done some TV movies here and there. I know he was on an episode of A Different World back in the day, and that was before Superman and Lois, like right before Superman and Lois became a show. But other than that, Dean Cain has never been this big star like they tried him out there to be. And that's one thing I never understood about MAGA, is they love to parade around some of the most mid and mediocre quote unquote celebrities. They do it with Dean Cain. They even did it with Kevin Sorbo, the guy who played Hercules. Outside of Hercules and maybe a couple of other things, what else is Kevin Sorbo known for? Oh, but let me hitch my wagon to MAGA and then try to build my clout up again and then have people talk about me. I'm telling you, these people are nothing but some attention seeking clout chasers in their old age, because Kevin Sorbo is like the same age or in the same age bracket as Dean Cain. So it's a sad sight to see, especially when, as a kid, I used to watch both of those shows religiously back in the day. I remember sitting in front of my TV. I forgot what day Superman and Lois came on. I forgot what channel it came on, but I used to watch it. I know that Hercules used to come on, I want to say Saturdays, I think. I'm not entirely sure. And then Xena would come on after it. But to see that this is what they've become, that's actually, I don't know. It's the phone stopped ringing. I'll put it like that. The phone stopped ringing, and this is what their life has turned out to be, and this is all they have left. If it wasn't for MAGA, then they would completely fade into obscurity. I truly think Dean Cain is doing this because he needs the money. Like I said, the phone isn't ringing no more. No one's having him in any mood, and not because of people knowing his political views. Then, you know, he's not definitely getting any calls. He's burned a lot of bridges. I mean, you've seen the comments he's made about, this new Superman movie. And it's crazy because he says that because Dean Cain isn't even fully white himself. In case y'all are unaware, Dean Cain would be considered biracial. One of his parents is Asian. I'm not sure where in Asia they're from, but I know, and the other one is white. And you can look at Dean Cain and see it right there. So there you have it. But yeah, he looks like he probably had to take a couple of breaks during this so-called obstacle course, and that's probably not even the whole course because it looks like it was a cut in there somewhere. I wish they could have the audio of him actually doing it instead of it being a voiceover from the person who's doing the anchoring, because I would love to hear all the huffs and puffs that he took while doing this course. I could probably went through this course a whole lot faster than he did because it didn't look like it was that difficult. But again, this guy's 59 years old. Who was he chasing down? By the time he catches the person that he's going after, if he was on foot, that person will probably be in the next county, let alone probably even the next state. So that's all I have for this. I just wanted to show y'all this because it was just actually kind of funny to me, but embarrassing for him. But let the usual suspects tell it. They up there cheering and applauding about this, all on the ICE Twitter page, because this is where I got the video from. Literally sitting there cheering and applauding this guy as if he's doing something extremely outstanding, as if people don't do obstacle courses every single day, but because it's Dean Cain, they basically are blowing smoke up his ass. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
But wait, there's more.
I had to spin the block back on this commentary and add this piece in here because I thought this was very, very interesting. So this is a picture that Dean Cain posted up, and in the caption he says, "Small mishap will heal fully and quickly. So happy that it's college football weekend." And it's a picture of him with this sling on. He has his hand wrapped up in, I guess it's like a makeshift cast, and he's using a shirt because I guess he couldn't get to the hospital or some kind of emergency room of some sort to actually get a real sling. So it looks like it was something that was homemade. Now, the interesting thing about this is that this picture was posted up maybe 2-3 days max after he did that Fisher-Price playground obstacle course, so-called training to be a volunteer for ICE. And many people are speculating, and I do mean a lot of people are speculating, that he got this injury after he did that so-called training, mainly because of the timing. Like, when you looked at the video, he was perfectly fine. Like, he didn't have no sling on, his hand and arm wasn't wrapped up. And then a day or two, maybe 3 days later, he posts this picture right here. And it's like, you must like getting clowned, because I'm almost certain the people that was in the comment section was clowning the hell out of him. I mean, if you look at it, he had nearly 5,000 people leave a comment after that, and I'm sure they was going in on him. So a lot of people are speculating that that's probably why he's having this injury, quote unquote. I cannot take Dean Cain seriously, and neither can they. If you could not get through that little obstacle course like that without injuring yourself, this dude does not need to be out in the field. Did not echoed that much as such in the first part of the video when I said this man is too old to be out there. They need to do this for people who are younger. I said them opening up the floodgates to let anybody of any age to do this was a bad idea. Here you have this guy right here who's near 60 trying to do this, and he's up here injuring himself, and this is him just going through a small basic obstacle course. Like, this isn't even military training right there. If this is how him getting injured dealing with that small obstacle course, I could almost imagine how much suffering he would have to endure, or he would endure pain wise or injury wise, if he had to do actual military training. So all I can do is just simply laugh at Dean Cain at this point. He has completely made a mockery of himself in his personal life and in his so-called career. Anyone who's going around calling this man iconic is a clown just like he is, maybe even bigger.